Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to explore a vessel we don't really get to explore, from a race we hear about but only rarely encounter, known as the Miradorn. And that would be the Miradorn Theta class Raider. And what exactly we know about this vessel and its capabilities in the Miradorn. We'll give them a little bit of an overview as well while we're here. Why in the hell not? If you're new to this channel, here we look at all things science fiction, mostly Star Trek, but not just Star Trek. I'm a little all over the place. Welcome to the ADHD Star Trek nightmare. If you like this channel, this video, this episode, any others in this playlist, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get into the Miradorn and the Theta class Raider. This vessel was first confirmed to be encountered by the Federation, although it is likely, as they knew something of the vessel, that it was encountered long before that date, as although the exact time and date of first contact with the Miradorn is unknown between the Federation and, of course, the Miradorn, they were certainly aware of one another. The Miradorn lived in an area of space not far from Cardassian territory, kind of nicely situated between its implied Federation and Cardassian space to a degree. And although certainly not a galaxy-spanning power by any means, the Miradorn were known to be a somewhat intransigent, argumentative and belligerent people, described by the Ferengi bartender Quark as quarrelsome. Kind of like a really aggressive version, I suppose, of the Tellarites. Physiologically, the Miradorn were humanoid, had lobed foreheads, and were very bulkily built. Not like bodybuilder massive muscle, but certainly large, sturdy framed humanoids that were intimidating enough for most other humanoid races to go, yeah, I ain't gonna tangle with them. They're gonna kick my ass all the way to the Bajoran wormhole and beyond, and we ain't gonna deal with that. The Miradorn in the 2370s, just prior to the onset of the Federation-Dominion War, would sign a non-aggression pact with the Dominion, which was described by Odo and the senior staff of Deep Space Nine, and likely by others, as along with other treaties the Dominion had made, was allowing the Dominion to make impressive inroads into the Alpha Quadrant. The Miradorn, although as I said, were not a galaxy-spanning power, they were certainly a belligerent and strong people, and could have been a problem for the Dominion had they joined the side of the Allies against them, but they chose not to do that. The exact disposition and structure of their society and government is unknown, although it is noted that Miradorn twins are not like twins from, say, humans. They are somewhat telepathically linked, or at least it's implied it's telepathic, and that they make up effectively two sides of the same coin, one entity split into two. When one of them dies, the other one is noticeably weakened. How and why? Not clear. Alien funky weirdness, I think, is the explanation. But generally speaking, it's a very unique feature to the Miradorn as a people, and does imply that despite their hulking physiology, which is what they're best known for, there's actually a lot more going on with the Miradorn than what we see. But onto their ship. The Theta class, as I said, was encountered in 2369. When a vessel belonging to the twin brothers Akel and Rokel visited Deep Space Nine, trying to offload what looked like a Fabergé egg, which had been mysteriously liberated during a raid on a Vanobian transport, just a few light years away from Deep Space Nine. Of course, Odo was investigating this, and Quark, as normal. Quark had allegedly attempted to orchestrate a theft of the item, so he didn't have to pay the 1,000 bars of gold pressed latinum they wanted for it, or markedly for the person who was going to be buying it would have to pay, and he'd only get a small fee. He'd rather have all of it, because, Ferengi. But tackling with Miradorn, not so easy. Quark got out of it scot-free, but the wannabe thief angered the Miradorn by killing one of them during the engagement. The vessel itself would later be destroyed in the Gamma Quadrant while attempting to seek revenge. The vessel, though, is what I want to talk about in terms of appearance. It's a design of ship we've seen before, used by Baran, a pirate, and also by the Therasians in the Delta Quadrant, and that's the one that really interests me. See, Baron's ship, you could argue, was a Miradorn vessel. It's in the right region of space. It's warp capable, which of course the Miradorn are an advanced spacefaring warp capable civilization. Baron's ship had a maximum capability of warp 8.7, but we don't know the maximum capability of the Miradorn raiders. But in terms of hull profile, the vessels are pretty much identical. They're armed with plasma weapons, but generally weapon systems could easily be swapped out. It's not clear what their exact weapons capabilities were, and again, for me, Baron's ship was probably just a Miradorn vessel that he'd liberated or acquired somehow in the past. But the Thracians having the same design makes it interesting to me. If you look at the Antares class freighter, which I've done a video on before, actually quite recently at the uploading of this one, it's a design that seems to transcend species and has been around for a very long time, which makes me think this design, albeit a vessel that's pretty distinctive, has been around for a while and doesn't seem to be going away. The Miradorn build them, the Theta class of their designs, but the fact that the Thracians have a near identical ship, although they may be different in size, although again we don't know that for a fact, but they probably are, the basic hull profile of the ship seems to have spanned the Alpha Quadrant to the Delta Quadrant. Now, is it possible that two completely unrelated, uncontacted alien civilizations at different points, simultaneously, would develop the same design of starship? Of course. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Of course it's possible. However, extremely unlikely. Although, as Spock would say, once you have eliminated all the probable, the improbable becomes the most likely. It is possible that they simply develop the same hull profile. But this design with two forward prongs, a main body hull, what looks like a raised bridge, and then a port and starboard short stubby wing going out to more weapons platforms, all pointing forward with the engine block at the rear, is a very distinctive design. It makes the ship stand out, and it's also very aggressive, because we all know that pointy means bad. So, the idea that two completely unrelated races in two separate quadrants would stumble upon the same design solution to whatever their particular problems were, yeah, possible, but very unlikely to be so specifically similar, should I say. The Theta class overall, though, was a very robust ship. It was very powerful. It was used extensively as a raider, as it was simply classified as a raider by the Federation, indicating that the use of these vessels as pirate ships and assault craft was ubiquitous and extremely common. Although probably no match for a true Federation warship or Klingon vessel, there were certainly tough ships reflecting Miradorn culture of belligerence and opportunistic aggression, which seems to be indicative of their culture. Although that is just an observational assessment by myself. But what do you guys think of this ship, and what explanation can you give in universe, not just the obvious out of universe one that they just reused the model, as to, is this ship an older design? And what I mean by that is, if it's old, say the ship design has been around for 10,000 years, it's had enough time to spread itself out across a couple of quadrants, or 3 quadrants, or 4 quadrants, and a few different people to go, I like that design, we're going to build our own version. As that often happens, people adapt existing designs and modernize them, modify them themselves. The Romulans are quite happy to steal the Prometheus and use it for themselves. There was some overlap between Federation and Klingon designs. The Vorchak class vessels are known to have been partially inspired by Federation technology, so yeah, it's possible that these vessels are just really old and the design is just spread like the Antares class, and a lot of people just kind of like it and use it and adapt it for their own needs. But let me know in the comment section below, and please like, share and subscribe if you made it all to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. One last random thing about the name Miradorn. I can't help but noticing, but if you say it, I don't know, borderline phonetically, Miradorn, Michael Dorn, I can't find anything concrete that they just went, Michael Dorn, we're going to make his name into an alien. Yeah, I can't find anything that says that, but it does sound like it, doesn't it? Maybe. Or I'm just imagining that.